There are four common things that I have noticed both from my own experience working with other brands and from observation as to why social media typically doesn't translate to business results. The first of those is creating content that isn't targeted. What I mean by that is you have a specific demographic or target group that you want to reach out to, but the content that you're creating isn't necessarily aligned with the type of content that specific target group or audience is actually interested in. Usually, this is because of a lack of understanding of the target audience, or you're trying to appeal to too many or too wide of a target audience using the same content. And what you actually want to do is to, first of all, figure out whether it's through research, whether it's through mining data that you have collected on what your target audience is actually interested in, and then focus on giving them that. The second thing is creating content that isn't relevant. Now, what I mean by that is the content that you're creating isn't in line with your brand. And this is something I see a lot of brands doing, especially on social media, especially where it comes to creating, motivational quotes. And my issue with that is most of the time the motivational quotes aren't in line with the brand. Now, nothing is wrong with posting motivational quotes if it's in line with your brand, but if you're only posting motivational quotes for the sake of, increasing engagement, then that's not relevant to your brand. You want to create the type of content that, one, your target audience is actually interested and wants more of, and it's valuable to them, and two, that is actually in line with your brand. Your content should help your audience become better in some way than before they met your brand. Otherwise, your content is simply fluff. The third thing is creating content that focuses completely on selling. And I know a lot of brands, this is how they approach content creation, focusing on creating a lot of social media content with, buy now tags or buy now calls to action. But the challenge is social media, for the most part, isn't a sales platform. So when your content is focused mostly on selling, you can quickly turn off your audience and potential customers, and they may choose to give their attention to another competitor who creates more valuable, more helpful, more useful content that they deem as valuable, useful, and helpful. The fourth and final reason why social media typically doesn't translate to business results is because the content itself isn't contributing to the business goals. Now, as I've mentioned several times, it's easy to get caught up with posting on social media for the sake of posting without any consideration as to how each specific post ultimately contributes to achieving the company's goal. So before you even start to create content, the first thing you need to understand is what's the objective of this content. What it is that this content is meant to achieve that contributes to the business goals. Now, the key is finding the balance between understanding the thoughts, feelings of your audience and creating content that gets their attention and is valuable to them without turning them away, but at the same time creating subtle triggers through the content that sales focus, but it's not aggressively or openly salesy, that actually takes them through the buying process to drive results for the company.